digging in the crates for something good. Hidden gems often misunderstood. 'Cause you know there's no such thing as too much. Miscellaneous important stuff.
Welcome back to the show. This week, Joe was here, and I'm sure you're wondering, who's Joe? Joe, no last name Joe. Joe is sort of a friend of a friend. I've known him a little bit for several years, and I've had the chance to talk to him every now and then, but we've never really sat down and had like a long, good conversation. So that's what happened today. This was the first time it happened, and we ended up talking about owning a business and working for yourself and, you know, living the life that you choose to live. Joe's got a business. He's been working for himself for a long time now, and so that was interesting just to get the details of that, but he's also just got a lot of good stories from the people he's met while he's been running this business. So he told me a few of those, and they're really good. Working for yourself is obviously a topic that I'm interested in, and it was really good to get his experience. So it was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoy too. Here it is. Would you ever go back to an 8 to 5?
Man. Okay. I would go back to 8 to 5 for myself. If that's probably not what you mean. You mean for somebody else.
Yeah. When I mean working for somebody else in their business, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5.
It would take a lot of money. And when I talk about a lot of money, well over 6 figures. I don't mean, into the 6 figures.
Yeah.
Not over the 6 figures. Because, you know, the world actually works great. And and I did 8 to 5 for a long time. And I'm happy that people still do it for me and for everyone else. But once you get that little taste of like freedom, and I say freedom because I kind of choose, I'm to the point in life where I can choose what I want to do for customers and what I don't want to do. But when's the last time I worked 40 hours? Fuck, I couldn't tell you. It's been 60 for the last 7 years. Yeah. But there's like a different sense of pride and success when it's just,
this is yours.
It's mine. It is mine. In the last 3 years, I would say that if I get a call and don't want to do a job, I'm kind of to the point where I'm like, I'm not really interested, or we're too busy. And that's even, you know, it's just getting tastier.
Yeah. No, I can tell just like when you talk about the things you want to do and what you are doing now, just like you can hear it when you describe it. And I think that's awesome.
But now we're at this weird turning point. And actually my goal with this new business is to eventually, I'm hoping within a year, you know, it is going to be an 8 to 5 job. Obviously there's always the behind the scenes, like when I get back to the shop, I got to do this, and this. But it is going to have hours. My business right now doesn't have hours per se. But this will have operating hours. So that'll be different, but I'm kind of looking forward to that. You know, I get behind on stuff because I have so much time, and wintertime like now is my catch up time because it gets dark.
Yeah.
And so, you know, in the summertime, you
work long hours.
Oh, hell yeah. I don't get home till dark anyway. And so I don't have time for anything else. But
describe what you do now, just for anybody who doesn't know.
I put up steel buildings is probably the best way to do it. Welding and steel buildings. Anything from your dad's shop in the backyard that he puts his old Camaro that he's been working on for 15 years.
Hell yeah.
All the way to, like I said, we're going to be doing the brewery downtown. So that's exciting. And a lot of this stuff we've done, you probably don't even see a lot of our work in the commercial world. They're going to cover it up. But we handle all the red iron.
You basically put up the frame and then they're going to do the rest. Maybe.
Yeah, on the commercial side, most time it's frame. If we do sheet metal work, you know, obviously the smaller stuff, they want a steel building. We're going to do the frame and the sheet metal. House roofs, sheet metal only. basically any sheet metal or frame needs. So
Can't you get a pretty cheap steel frame house?
They are, actually. Anybody interested, go steel. We're averaging right now like $85 a square foot on fully done homes. If you've been looking in the housing market, you ain't spending less than $110 a square foot on a home. And these are stick-built houses. Obviously, they work. I mean, that's what we've been doing for years and years,
right?
Is wood frame houses. People just don't realize it's just a different market, I think, that hadn't been tapped into. And actually, a couple years ago, we do a lot of houses. I was like, man, if someone started just a steel home company, just actually advertise that, they'd make a killing. And I was told at the time, they won't let you register a steel home company in the state because they don't have codes written for steel homes. You can
have one built.
Yeah, you can have. It's very strange. I built one for myself. We're currently doing one right down there at Sunny Lane and 104th. The city will come out and do it, but I'll tell you, they come there and they go, okay, because they don't have a clue. I don't think they know.
Like they don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, what are they going to do? I mean, I built one for myself, and I said, hey, I'm building this. I'm framing the inside, framing the outside. I'm doing the concrete. All that. And they're like, okay, because there's no code for it. So
It's so bizarre.
It's very bizarre. And I know that this sounds retarded, but there's a whole nother world out there that I think there's people that lobby for this type of stuff that are very against it. Whether it's the American Lumber Association or whatever. We offer spray foam insulation, if you know what that is.
I know a little bit about it,
but you know what it is. It's, now you go in restaurants and you see it everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, obviously the traditional is the
cotton candy,
the cotton candy nonsense, the itchy shit. There were lobbyists that were spray foam's taken over, and they're not having it. So they get together and they're like, you can't do spray foam. It releases poisonous gases in your house, and it's gonna like rot out between them because there's no vapor barrier. And it was actually a really bad deal. And we in the city didn't do it for a while because of that. It's all nonsense, but they were really rallying for that. Because if you think about the sales that I went brain dead, but fiberglass insulation, dude, it's plummeted. I haven't used fiberglass on my buildings in 2 years, So I alone, just me, have taken away, tens of thousands of dollars away from that industry.
Man. And see, that's one about. But do you ever wonder how many things we miss out on because of lobbyists and like really these monopolies that decide you're not going to use these other products?
Oh yeah. And there's a whole nother world out there that people don't understand. And people are so quick to judge and get upset because of price hikes or you can't do this and you can't do that. But I think it's honestly because they probably don't realize what's really going on behind the scenes,
Yeah.
And I know I got a lot of buddies that own other businesses and little niche businesses, and it's everywhere. And money usually always wins, man.
I know. And that's so that's the one I can't win because I don't have any money, or not that kind of money. You got to have like money.
Yeah. Big money. I mean, there's no sense in even bothering. I've done work. I've only been ripped off one time in 7 years. And
by someone you were doing work for?
I mean, didn't pay me like for what I did, because contracts are a pain in the ass. If we're doing a job that's not a commercial job, that's not a several $1,000 job. If it's under $60,000, we're not going to write up this big contract. It's just a waste of our time. And we can file liens. We'll build your shop. If you don't want to pay me, I'm going to file a lien on it. Doesn't matter. But if you ever want to sell that place or do anything like that, you can't because there's a lien on it.
But if I wanted to have you build something for me and I decide not to pay you, then I'm also free and clear is what basically, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you.
A lot of trust in people though.
Well, it takes me about 5 minutes to bring the building down. So if you go to work and I can easily access your yard, you'd probably just come home and the thing would be on the ground.
Did you do that with that?
I did not. This was...
Should have shot a video of it and then sent it to him.
I'm going to... Well... My name hadn't been on here, I guess. I don't know.
Do you want to say it right now?
No.
We're not. We won't say the last name. Do you want an alias?
Yeah. No, my first name is fine. My name's Joe. The reason I'd rather not say last name is there's still a lawsuit going on over this deal.
Really?
I'm not involved. Basically, we built this building, and they were aiming to do like a church, if you will, is what they were claiming. But I'm thinking a little more risque than that, you know. And
No, tell me more.
well,
What do you mean?
man, this was in the middle of nowhere. I'm not even gonna get to directions, but we're talking 45 minutes to the nearest gas station, you know.
So out there.
Out there, you know, I live in the country, but this is what we call like, you know, this is the real country, like the holy shit, 45 minutes. I'm not even, that is no joke, 45 minutes to the nearest gas station, the nearest anything. And kind of in the mountainous regions, if you will. And
That's how horror movies start.
yeah, and actually the first time we met this guy, he's like, man, you're going to have to meet me here in town and we'll follow you out, and you're going to follow us out there. And I'm about halfway there. I'm like, man, I don't know about this shit. You know, he seemed like a normal dude.
But you never know.
Yeah. And he purchased the materials already. On these big buildings, we usually have the person purchase them, so that way we're not completely fucked if they do what they did.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, well, anyone that has, you know, $65,000 to buy this massive building is obviously somewhat legit and not trying to bring us out here to, like, you know, kill us. So
It's an expensive murder.
it is, but not it. I guess it's not if you get about 30 out of it. You know what I mean? If you,
Yeah, that's
if
true.
you use that receipt for the next
That's
year.
true.
So we go out there, and a pretty cool house / building. He starts talking about this church and this camp that he's making. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I don't do work for churches anymore, by the way. They're the most pain in the ass to deal with. Not downing religion or anything.
No, just like as an organization, or
Oh,
like how
there's
they're
always
structured.
there's always 20 of them. You know, at the end before you get a check that have to clear it. They're always not happy about something, and they're always at the end. They always want to know how much you want to fucking donate. Hey Joe, we owe you $20,000. How much would you like to? It is tax
Donate
deductible
back.
every fucking time. And I'm like, man, I'm sorry. You know, my favorite is when we've done like dog rescues and horse rescues and stuff. And my favorite's when they're like, well, Joe, we're a non-profit organization. I'm like, that's weird because I'm a for-profit one. So, you know, fucking cough.
Yeah, I'm gonna need all of it.
Yeah.
I hate being guilted into donating. I'm all for like donating to good causes. I hate being guilted into it.
Shame on you, dude, for being guilted into it. I hate trying to be guilted into it, but I've learned to just kind of get, you know, blow them off and be like, dude, get out of here. I'm not a very empathetic person, unfortunately.
With
So,
anything, or just something like
I think
things like
honestly
that?
with anything. And actually, before I forget, I guess I better finish this one off. So
Yeah. So he's talking about camp.
So we
or
did it. We set it out. I'm like,
whatever.
that's fucking weird, man. But whatever. You know, this how much? And we get the concrete's already there, which is we usually provide that. We like to, especially on this big stuff, to know it's done correctly. But he says it is.
Was the concrete next to like a 6-foot hole?
No.
With
But it was built up, and this is how else I knew he was serious. Man, they spent probably $20,000 in dirt work. How high they built this thing up on the side of this mountain. And long story short, we do it about halfway through. We come to work. We're staying out of town. We come to work, and there's about 20 cracks in this concrete. And it rained the night before, and water was coming out of them. Basically cracked all the way through the slab. And I'm like, holy shit. You know, obviously they didn't rebar it. They didn't do the stint. Something's fucked, and we can't go on.
Yeah.
So I call him up, and I'm like, hey, you got to come check this out. We're going to have to stop, or else this building's not going to make it, you know. And he said, why? And I told him. So he lives about 3 hours away. He said, well, I'll be there tomorrow morning. And I'm like, all right. So we took the day off. We come up together, because where we were staying about 20 minutes down the road, camping. I took the fifth wheel up there because there ain't fucking anywhere else around. So we get up there. There's about 100 of them, man. And the fucking building's leaning about 2 foot one way.
Jeez.
And I'm like, hey, this wasn't this bad yesterday. We got to get this done, like taken down. And he was like, just strap it up, finish it. You know, it'll probably hold itself up. I'm like, fuck you. There's no way we're going to do that. And he was pretty mad about it. So he wanted to know how much to take it down. I gave him a price. He didn't like it. Obviously, I mean, given he's out of
He was
every
hoping
bit
for
of the
free.
money. Well, yeah, and I can't do that. We're already a week in on this building, and it's going to take a couple days to take it down. And he was like, no, fuck that. I'm not going to do it. I said, okay, well, I'll tell you what, give me this much. And I'll tell you right now, it was less than a quarter of what the whole job was. I said, I have this much in it. I need this money, to recoup my time
Yeah,
there.
it was fair.
Yeah. And he said, no. He said, I now have to file a lawsuit on the concrete guy. And, I probably need to sue the steel provider because, it could be something with the building. But it's 100% the concrete guy. And these people got money. And I'm like, man, I have a family too, You're screwing me out of thousands here. And he's like, I don't care. Go on. Okay. So I left. I'm not going to, what do I do? And you got 90 days to even be able, if you didn't pay me, I can't do anything legally for 90 days.
You got to give him that time.
Yeah.
Like
That's
for him to change his
that's
mind.
a
all of
lean
sudden.
period,
Yeah.
I can't go down in a month and say, hey, this guy never paid me. So I didn't know how serious he was, but he quickly filed a lawsuit on several people. Not us. He's like, I'm going to leave you out of it because I appreciate your honesty and I don't think you did anything wrong. And so I just kind of had to let it go because once again, money. I knew that if I pestered him about getting money from him, he would drag me into that shit. And my bank account's not as big as his, and it'd be a losing battle. That was 3.5 years ago, Jay.
Is when that
and
job
it's
was
still going on. I just got a call 2 weeks ago about going to court to testify because he's got so much money that this steel provider, multi-million-dollar business. We're not talking about we're talking about a fucking steel provider, like producer and distributor. They're still going to court over this deal. And I'm like, dude, they must have so much money to keep on dragging this shit out, thinking, and they're not going to win. I know the people, I know the steel place real well, and they're like, man, they're not going to fucking win. I mean, we have the contract. We hired a third-party engineer. We dug under the slab, took pictures of it. Whoever did the concrete fucked it. But they're so hard on about getting something out of it that they're still at it. And
It's so weird. It's like a pride ego thing.
it really is. And so I had to eat it, man. And, to this day, if they surprise me with a check, it really helped. I mean, since then, and what's funny is that really didn't even change my ways. I still didn't
Not
start
at
doing
all.
contract. No, I'm a little more weary. Like I said, it was a weird story. And so now if I get weird stories, I'm kind of like, man, I'm out,
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I would have taken that thing down, but this guy was like super like culty and like weapons galore, always had them on him. And like this property 40 in the fucking middle of nowhere. No, I'm not about to sneak out there, dude. And the building's, I bet it's falling down anyway. So
Yeah, because it was like moving that way, right?
yeah, it was going that way anyway. So I just kind of had to let that one go.
God, what a bizarre story, though. Like I probably would have been the same way. Like you don't want to start something because you
No.
don't know what's going to happen out there.
I wish I could. I'll come back when this thing's said and done because I would love to tell you all kinds of good stuff.
I want details.
But it kind of worries me. You never know. Like when I completely forgot about it till a couple weeks ago when they told me, hey, you got to come in here and like give a statement. I'm like, damn, y'all are still at it. So it kind of worries me if something got out, like they could drag me into some kind of weird.
So
I
did it
don't
seem
know.
like the guy, like type of guy where there's all this weird stuff going on that you're not even going to know about till even 20 years from now, or there's some 2020 story about?
All right, we're starting to push it, but I did find out about a year after that, his name popped up on something I was reading. I'm always kind of looking for a vacation. I've been wanting to buy some land somewhere. Like we love outdoors and getting away, and I was kind of looking for some land, Arkansas and stuff like that, just somewhere I could put a little cabin. Dude, I found there is a I don't know what you would call it. There's a big chunk of land, hundreds of acres, where lots are that you can buy and build your cabin.
Yeah.
I don't know what you would call that.
I don't know.
Not
a
a
chunk of
neighborhood.
land.
You know, like when you go down to Broken Bow.
Yeah.
All those cabins. Well, there's only several cabin companies, but you know how
But
it
they
is.
have
You
large
pull into
plots
one.
and
it's
they
like
build a bunch.
it's almost like a neighborhood. You pull in there and it's 20, 30 cabins.
Yeah.
It was kind of like that, except there was like 700 lots and cabins already there and stuff.
Wow.
Lo and behold, so I'm looking on there. He's the fucking president of this place.
Oh man, there's some weird stuff.
I was
going
like,
on.
no, man, people don't even know. And I'm telling you, you start getting out that way, especially Arkansas, that's where that shit happens. Those people want something to look for and want something to be a part of. And I'm not shitting you. I'll write his name down before I leave.
Maybe that's my next documentary. Like
That-
you
yeah,
don't say it
dude.
out loud, but I'll go after it.
I could still get there, but I'm telling you, I'll write it down for you. And one day you might see something on the news and be like, God damn, Joe fucking barely
like-
got out of there.
He's barely alive.
Oh shit. Or it might have worked out. I didn't build a fucking weird pedophile ring or some shit for this guy.
Do you ever wonder about that though? Building something, not just with him, but if you're building something that you have no idea what's going on in there.
Man. Yeah.
Because anybody could have, like, you're just building a building.
Yeah, and someone's gonna do it. If I don't do it, someone's gonna do it.
That's true.
If I knowingly knew something, obviously I wouldn't do it. My
Right.
conscience wouldn't allow it. But no, I don't lose sleep over it. I ran into a lot of weird people. Like, I deal with a lot, and city, country, whatever. And I will say, I've learned a lot about people, and I'm constantly reminded people that live an I would say an 8 to 5 life and almost repetitive. They totally forget how weird and different people are. You watch the news now, and unfortunately terrible shit happens all the time.
Right.
But anytime like some weird shit, or whether it's a shooting or whatever, they find some weirdo with kids locked up, I'm never really taken back by it anymore. I'm like, oh, of course they did, because these people are everywhere. That sounds terrible. Not that
I got one next door.
I'm just saying that I ran across people that I'm very uncomfortable around, but what are you going to do?
where you just know they rub you the wrong way, but you're not sure why.
Oh yeah. Yeah. The way their persona and their mannerisms and stuff. A quick story. I actually thought, I was actually scared for my life one time. And when I usually went out somewhere, look at jobs, especially during the night, I'll send my wife or my dad my location. Like if I'm talking, way out in the country,
just in case.
If I pull up, it's kind of sketchy. I'll like shoot him I'm like, hey, I'm here. This is where I'm at, And man, one time I went out pretty far out, and it was like a junkyard, and I was like, man, that's kind of odd. But I have also learned, dude, these country boys got money. These people got a shitload of money. They save everything. They're junky, but they got plenty of money and got 4 barns already. It's just part of what they do. And I felt real weird about it, so I sent it because, once again, I don't like judging people, but you see a junkyard, a 45-year-old single wide, and that's falling apart, and it's like, well, this is kind of odd that this guy wants, a $70,000 building. And so I get out and I start talking to this guy, and I'm 30 now. This was probably 4 years ago, but I'm a young looking dude. If people see me, I'm always getting fucking mistaken for 20 years old, damn it.
You always get ID'd, I'm assuming.
Oh, goddamn. All the time. It's ridiculous. But, hey, I'll be back. At 50, I'll look fucking good. You know? But right now, it kind of sucks. A lot of people are like, oh, so who's the owner? I'm like, well, that's me.
That'd
like,
be me.
You? I'm like, yes, fucker. But so I get out, and this guy starts talking to me, and I can tell he kind of doesn't really know. Like, really hadn't thought about what he wants in a building. And he keeps calling me boy, and kind of like in a derogatory kind of way. And he tells me, asks if I want a beer. I'm like, no thank you, And he just keeps talking about how good of a job I'll do, and like, will I do a good job, will I do them right, and this. And I'm like, yeah, whatever, man, we'll do good, and we're professional. And he just stops, and he looks me square in the eye, and I'm talking like fucking 12 inches from each other. And he's like, tell me you'll do a good job, boy. And I was like, sir, I don't, I can give you some references. I don't really know what else to say. And he's like, no, tell me that you'll treat me right. And I'm like, dude, at this point, I'm fucking 100% weirded out. I'm like, man, this is weird. And he's probably towards 50.
Did he have clothes on?
He did.
Okay,
he did. He was, I would say, fully clothed.
Okay.
It is summer, so you can kind of skimp. And he's like, come around back, and I'll show you where we're putting it. And I'm still kind of there, still kind of cautious. And I carry a gun with me all the time. I don't usually keep it on me, if that makes any sense. It's in my truck.
Yeah.
You know, man, we work in some odd places. You just never know what's going to happen. And I've been in some odd situations. So,
And did you say this was at night, or is it?
yeah, dusk. Obviously, it's not night,
But it's like it's light out, but it's getting dark.
oh yeah. And so I left that in the truck. You know, it's not. I'm not that paranoid where I'm going to fucking put it on me when I get out every time. And so we kind of peek around back, kind of stand on the side of the house. It's a fucking junkyard back there. And for the first time in my life, everyone always talked about, I had a feeling someone was watching me and stuff. And I'm like, oh yeah, I've had that feeling. But that was the first time that I knew like that real feeling. I mean, my heart just dropped. And I mean, I swear to you, I was convinced. I'm like, holy shit. I was like, this ain't right. And my heart just started racing. And man, I don't even know the last time I've been like that concerned / scared, because man, I'm in the middle of nowhere and this guy's acting super weird and he keeps calling me boy and keeps like telling me, he's like, look me in the eyes. And it was getting fucking odd, man. He wanted me to go back there and he's like, just come back here, you know, come take a look, you know. And he's like, come on over here, boy. And I just want to make sure that you're going to do me right and all this shit. And I didn't get a rapey vibe. I got like a creepy,
like I'm gonna
kill vibe.
kill you.
Yeah, man. And I don't know if it was like some kind of weird, like a PTSD thing, but I was like, hey, let me grab my notebook. And I went back to the truck. I'm telling you, he was right fucking on my heels. And I was nervous as fuck looking at him. And dude, I'm a big dude. I'm like 6'5", fucking 210, 205, you know? And he's just like on my heels. And I'm thinking, holy fucking shit.
How big was this guy?
Man, he's your average dude. He's probably 6 foot or so, you know, just your average build. I don't know if I could take him in arm wrestling. I don't know, but goddamn, if someone has a club and wants to hit you in the back of the head or a knife or whatever.
He's big enough.
Yeah, he was big enough to like cause me a damn problem. So I get to the thing and open my door, and as soon as I open it, I jump in. I just get in my seat. He's like, what are you doing? I said, I said, man, I got to go. I said, I'll call you. I forgot. And he's standing at where I can't close my door. And he just wasn't having it. He wasn't being like forceful, like not letting me shut it, but he definitely wasn't getting out of the way. And man, I think that might've been my, like the one and only true panic attack I had when I left. And I called my wife when I got service and was like, dude, I think this motherfucker, I bet if we got the cops out here, I bet they would find
Something.
bodies, man.
Oh
and
my God.
You know what's crazy is I was like almost in shock when I went home, and I fucking couldn't get you there. I couldn't tell you how to get there now. I know whereabout it is, and probably maybe if I drove around, I might be able to find it, but
Just with your mind racing so much.
oh man, it was weird. And it's hard to explain. Like,
no, but I can kind of get it. Like, you did a good job of telling it where like I can sort of feel it. But how'd you get out of there? If he's standing in front of the door, like, did you tell him to move?
My truck was on, and I just put it in gear, and you know, I had my hand on the door, and I just kind of let off the gas. Like, I'm not gonna fucking run the guy over. You know, I want to diffuse it to where it's like there's no reason for us to get super physical, but I just kind of, you know, let it do that little rocking as you come back, like,
yeah.
And eventually he was just kind of moved back, you know. It was the weirdest thing. It's one of those things that when I tell some people, they're like, yeah, whatever. I'm like, no, dude. It was really, really spooky.
No, and you know, the sad part is even if he wasn't, because maybe he wasn't going to do anything. Maybe he wasn't creepy. But the fact that he has that sort of personality that he can make somebody feel that way, he's not set up for greatness in life.
No, well, that unsocial dude, man, that's
what
you get. Learn how to treat people. Learn how to be social.
That's the thing, because you like if you're working just a regular old job for a company and you live in the city or the suburbs or something like that, you're kind of like, you end up fitting into the social norms because you're just around a big group of people who are all the same every day, or at least to a certain extent.
Yeah.
But if you're living out by yourself, isolated, like I can imagine you can turn into something real weird. Yeah,
and I'm really good. A lot of people where I live at aren't, I don't think, good at balancing country / city social life. And maybe what I do helps. I've lived in the city, you know, and we're not in the country, you know, we're maybe not a suburb, but god dang, you know, I'm 30 minutes from downtown.
You're not living in a
city.
cave out in the desert.
Yeah.
Like,
and people, so they have a hard time juggling. I can come to the city and function just fine and not get upset at anybody. And,
Yeah.
But some of these people that live out there, like, goddamn city folk, this and that, you know, we have our differences, but you're going to hate life if you can't figure out how to, you know, work in any social environment.
Yeah. But you can also be in the country and be a really social person. Like, I feel like you're pretty social, but you also can live that country life, but you're not out there living by yourself in a trailer. No. Like, not talking to another soul.
No, you will catch me at the, you know, the latest fad place downtown. You know, maybe one night you'll see me at Jones Assembly.
With your pinky up?
Yeah. Just sipping on. The hard part is finding places with good Chardonnay. So.
What's the biggest city part about you?
Oh, man, I don't know. Biggest city part.
What do you like the best about the city, I guess?
I do love the diversity. You know what I mean? When I can come down here in Mosey, I do fucking hate walking around Friday and Saturday night. You know, maybe someone has like a birthday or a wedding or something around here. I'll do it. But every time I do it, I'm like, this is terrible. Mainly because the people, and I don't mean the crowd. I'm not a big fan of just like shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah.
But people just always starting shit, causing trouble, whether I'm involved or not. You know, it's just like, God dang, you know, people don't get along very well.
Yeah, that's true.
But I love being able to like hop place to place. You know, that is a blast to me. I love being outside. And so if I can park somewhere and spend all day just wandering on foot, or even maybe take a little Uber somewhere, it's awesome. You know?
Yeah.
I love going to Dallas and hitting up the different neighborhoods there, or going to like, you know, Eureka Springs. Those places are never in Dallas. I know that sounds retarded, but they have so many like neighborhoods that in the daytime it's really not that crowded, you know, to be honest with you. So that's probably my favorite thing.
Yeah, that's why I like to live down here, because I like being able to go out my door and I could walk to get something to eat, or I can walk there's like entertainment around here.
Oh yeah.
But the same thing, like I really don't like going out on a Friday or Saturday when it's the most crowded, because I know just walking from wherever I'm at to where I'm going to be, there's going to be somebody that's just going to bother me.
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure, dude. But I'll tell you that if I had a city job, and my wife, I tell her all the time, and no kid.
Yeah.
Dude, I would this right here, what you got's perfect. I would live downtown so I can just wander off at any time if that was my thing.
Yeah.
But that would be fun. But I'm like you. Someone's going to cause a problem of some sorts or inconvenience me. And
yeah, especially when it's like Friday or Saturday, there's a lot of drunk people around here, which is fine. Like, go out and have fun. But I don't want to be a part of whatever you're doing. So like, just don't talk to me when we're passing by. Just like, let's pretend like we don't know each other.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't like, I love socializing, but on my terms.
Yeah.
Is that terrible?
I don't think so. I feel like most people are probably like that though, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Except a lot of people force other people to do it on their terms.
Yeah, I guess that's probably the difference. A lot of people are more, they're not like laid back about it probably.
Yeah.
You know, you can easily get in someone's space and start talking and they just don't want a problem, so they'll just go along with it even for a damn hour. You see it all the time. They're just like, yeah, totally, man. And then when they leave, they're like, my fucking God.
Yeah,
you know?
I hated every minute of that.
Yeah, but I'm not. I'm like, dude, fucking get the fuck out of here. I don't want anything to do with this. You know, or hey, we're doing something, man. Sorry, not to be rude.
You know, honestly though, that's a better way to live though.
You
I think you should be doing it on your terms in that sense.
I don't want to say I was a pushover, but I did cater probably a lot more to people. And I'm a really nice guy, and I'll do anything for good friends of mine. But a couple years ago, I've just kind of learned I just really said, you know, I'm going to start being an asshole, you know, not only when needed, and not let people inconvenience me, not let people take advantage of me, and do what I want. And man, it's really worked out. Like I said, I'm not out like walk in and start cutting in line or like, you know what I mean? I'm not like a dick.
Yeah.
But you want to talk to me and I don't have time? Sorry. Hey, I got to go. Or yeah, I'm out eating and some drunk guy wants to come over and sit down and BS. I'm like, hey, I'm sorry, but we're doing something here. Get out of here.
Yeah.
You know, and it's worked out super awesome.
Well, those are the things that nobody should stand for. Like,
but
I
people,
guarantee I'm too nice, but I shouldn't be. Like, yeah, you don't want to be rude to somebody, but at the same time, like, well, they're being rude coming over to you.
It is, but it's hard, and people don't like it because they do throw that, like, oh, you're the dick.
Yeah, like
what the hell, bro?
Yeah,
and it's like, well, excuse me, but you're the one that kind of like did that.
Yeah, then you have to like explain to them how like courtesy works and like how it is, what it means to be nice.
Man, I've even passed that. I'm usually like, but man, we're doing something here and we don't know you. Yeah, but you're gonna tell me off. I'm like, yeah, fuck off. It's I just gotta jump right to it because
they're not gonna understand it anyway if you try to explain it.
You're not gonna reason with people at all.
Well, it's hard to reason with anyone who's drunk anyway.
Yeah, drunk or just
stupid,
hard-headed, stupid. You can't beat fucking stupid, man. I mean, you can't. No.
Oh, so when are you moving downtown again?
Oh man. Never.
Would you ever want to have a place downtown, but also have a place in the country?
I think that'd be cool. If I was just stupid rich, I would totally have a place. Because it's actually pretty often that we'll, get a hotel or something like that, and like just go out and have a good time. Like fuck it, I'm gonna price line something. Yeah. So we don't drive. We're responsible. So and it's a change of pace. So
I've always wanted that, except the opposite. Like I'm living down here, but I'd love to just have land somewhere and like. I don't know. I think for me, it's just about balance. I'd rather I don't want one or the other. I'd like to
I told you the turnpike's coming in.
Yeah.
So I bet I could get downtown in less than half an hour when that's done.
Not bad.
So that's kind of perfect for me, man. So I can, I'm in a good spot. I can take 23rd and get right, down there by, like the Tower Theater in like half an hour. I can get downtown in half an hour.
Is that your spot?
Man, it is. It is not. The reason I said that is because that is an up and coming spot. I just can't believe it. I've always been in like construction, manual labor-esque stuff. And I know, like I said, I've only been doing this for a little over a decade, but all these places that are coming up, I'm like, what the fuck, man? These were like shitholes that we were gutting 10 years ago and had to lock our damn trucks because the fucking bums would steal all our shit while we were inside working.
Oh, it's turned around like completely.
Yeah, every time I go somewhere, I'm like,
I like that area, that Tower Theater. I just like it because it's an old theater. I love that somebody took it and did something with it.
Well, I actually just went to my first show there. I'm always on the lookout for shows. That's probably my biggest, I was going to say, music's probably the most city thing about me. And I mean just music choices. If people like saw what I listened to, especially people I know, a lot of them probably like, what the fuck, Joe?
Put it out right here. Like, give me the one that you wouldn't want anybody to hear.
Oh no, see, I don't have any.
You don't have like a guilty pleasure. You're proud of your
I'm proud of my music.
That's good.
I really am, because don't get me wrong, I got friends that are like, you're fucking ridiculous, or that's fucking crazy. Why I don't understand you. But I'm like, whatever, dude. You're not gonna judge me off my music, or if we know each other and like your view of me changes.
Because of music?
Like, I don't want to be friends with you anyway. You're a jackass. No, I won't force my music upon you. Like,
yeah.
If we're sitting in the truck and I know you don't like fucking certain music, I'm not going to.
Miley Cyrus, like, you're not.
Yeah, I'm not going to, like, too bad, Jay. We got 3 hours ahead of us and we're listening to all the goddamn Miley Cyrus albums. But I listen to, now, I don't really dabble in rap, That's not really my thing. Any kind of music that has a good, like, message. That probably sounds stupid as shit. That's so like cliche, man, I love me some Logic. I love Logic.
That's rap though.
It is. I was saying I'm not a big fan of rap, but like Logic
is different though.
Kid Cudi, dude, that's probably one of my top 5 favorite artists of all time. Whether I listen to him all the time or not, dude, that guy's just like doesn't give a shit. It seems like, and he's always like, and I don't mean like strong message like empower me. I just mean like storytelling and saying what he wants to say, and he like covers a lot of stuff, and I really enjoy that. So then I'll listen to country, and I don't really listen to any like pop. You ain't gonna catch me with like Katy Perry,
like top 50 hits or whatever.
No, I don't really do that. I do a lot of folk music and a lot of man, it's so hard these days to not sound like a hipster. Like when you say a lot of,
if you say that, a
lot of alternative, a lot of stuff that you probably don't hear, but there's not a lot of big bands that I like, I'll throw a couple out there like, Lost Dog Street. What a fantastic band,
I don't know them.
Or, they're good. You should listen to them. They're kind of a country folk type of music. Sturgill Simpson's blowing up. Tyler Childers is blowing up, and I love those guys. And, drive-by truckers. I'm going to Tower Theater in a week to see them. 2 weeks.
See, that is your spot.
Yeah, man.
It's the spot.
Once I went, that was a fantastic place.
Yeah.
Once I went, which was Lost Dog Street, I said I'm going to check it out because I'm always looking in the city of venues. Like I have a list of artists that I want to see, some big, some small, and I'll get on their site once a month just to see are they coming close so I can see them because I love like live shows, and so when I see it, it pops up, I'm like, oh shit, okay, they're there, and Tower's always cheap.
Yeah,
and so
especially now because it's like a newer venue.
Oh yeah,
so
and great artists. Like I said, right up my alley. A lot of these artists are smaller bands that aren't super popular, and they, and I can get tickets for cheap, and I just love it. That being said, I fucking love Metallica, man. I drove all the way to Dallas to see Metallica because I grew up on that shit.
They've been around forever.
Oh man, forever. I don't like their last, whatever it is, 10 years, but
like classic Metallica.
But they know that. I went to this show. I didn't give a fuck how much it was expensive as shit, but I wanted to see them. Like I said, that was the first album I ever had was a Metallica album, and I was like, we gotta see them. But they know what made them big. They only played shit. They played a 3-hour set probably and played 3 or 4 songs that were the last since 2000.
Yeah. They play what people want to hear.
Yeah, they know
what
people love. Yeah, it was fucking amazing.
I went to a 90s throwback show where they had like Vanilla Ice and some other stuff.
Yeah.
And Vanilla Ice comes out and he makes everyone wait the entire set before he plays Ice Ice Baby. Like, why we're here, man.
But he knows if he played it, he'd probably lose half the fucking audience.
That's true. We would have left.
They'd leave.
But he's got to know his audience. Just play that one song and leave.
Yeah, dude. And he could do that.
Yeah,
monopolize on that shit, dude.
But he just wants to go out there and feel important. I'm like, I don't know. I get that too. But come on, man.
Whatever.
Well, we're about out of time.
Oh, there you go.
But let me tell you something. You are a hipster. I'm gonna tell you why. I've thought a lot about this, not just with you, but other people too. The original idea of being like a hipster or a hippie, because I guess that's where it comes from, is like going against the grain, doing something different and doing what you want to do that's not too mainstream. It's basically what you're doing, right?
That's true.
It's just like the term became this other thing. It became like a style and a look.
It did, and I don't like this. Not so much the style and look, whatever, but I really hate the attitude that these people have.
Yeah.
Man. Like a really shitty attitude. And a lot of it now is like, what are you doing here type of deal.
Yeah. Like you're not in this circle.
Like, look how I look, this is how I look most of the time because I'm working all the time.
Yeah.
Dude, when I go down to like places after work and meet someone, I've met, a couple of buddies here and there, or I go down to, oh my God, I always forget the name of it. The new brewery down there. Oh, it's not the SoundCloud.
SoundCloud, like the website?
No, I know it's not. That's the website. StoneCloud. God dang.
Yeah.
When I walk in there and people are like, "What the fuck?" and it's like, man, why? Why can't I come down here?
But the crazy thing is, like, you walking in there dressed however you want makes you more of a hipster.
Yeah, but they don't know it. They don't
get it.
They're the sheep now, fuckers.
That's right. That's what it turned into, though. It really did.
Yeah.
It's like you got to wear flannel, you got to have a beard, and you got to listen to these bands.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Fuck it.
You should start your own movement.
I will. And I don't know what I'll call it.
That could be your other business. You sell clothes. You got your brand on there.
Yeah.
It's like a whole new look. You got to be clean shaven. Or not be able to grow facial hair.
Yeah, or not. It doesn't matter. You can have a little stubble, but that's it.
You can't go past that. Like, I'd be out of the club for sure.
It's like that like working blue collar raggedy look, not these expensive clothes, that look raggedy.
But I think that's the way that whole movement's going anyway. They're going to take that look, make that a thing now.
Yeah, like wearable dreadlocks is basically what it is. Is when I think about it.
All right, well, let's end on wearable dreadlocks. Yeah, that's a good place to stop it. Thanks for coming on today.
Oh, I had a good time.
This was fun. Yeah. See, I told you it'd be great.
That's it.
This was good. Come back anytime.
I'll do it.
All right. That was so much fun. Joe, if you're listening, come back soon. I'd love to do at least a few more. I think, obviously we have more to talk about. We got one episode in there, but we could have kept going for 2 or 3 hours. So definitely come on again soon. It was a lot of fun. And I do say that every week about every guest, but it really was. So I'm not a liar. I don't have much of an outro this week, though. I think that's it. I really do. I think that's it for now. So if you like this episode, please let me know. If you hated this episode, please let me know. And if you have any ideas for future episodes, please let me know. Thanks so much for listening. And I'll see you next week.
Ends,
Yeah.
your website builders, and then you get up to, and so that's a chunk of your income. And then you would also get like AdSense from Google if you put
True.
an ad in front of your video. And if you're putting out a video every week, you're not going to make as much. If you're putting out 2 videos and your videos do well, you'll make more. If you put out 3, and then so.
It also depends, though, how much. What was I going to say? I mean, it depends on the types of videos you're making, how many views you're getting,
Yeah.
how much you need to survive. That's the other thing.
If you're doing it smart and like you recognize that, oh, people are watching, because like YouTube analytics is ridiculous. The amount of stuff that you can get off of it, you can see where people, the average spot in each of your video where people click to the next page.
Yeah, which is crazy.
And I was like, well, if people are only watching 30 seconds of my videos, then like, or anyone's videos, if people are only watching 30 seconds, I think brands can also see those analytics. And so if people are watching your video for 6 minutes and then they click away, then brands will know, oh, people are intrigued with what
Yeah.
these people.
And they're at least going to stay around for the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then if you look too much at the analytics, and this is probably a whole other conversation, then you start to maybe get away from the videos you want to make because you're trying too hard to like get the ads and the money from the ads, the ad revenue, and that's a whole other thing.
Another one of my favorite, I don't know how much more time we have, but
It's done, but
so I'll close with this. One thing that I would love to do, and this channel I've followed for probably 6, 7, 8 years. They make these short films for YouTube, and then they have 2 channels, and it's a group out in LA, and they make these short films, and they're like funny, they're serious, they're VFX related, like they're using all your softwares. And then on the other side, they have a behind the scenes channel, and like they post twice a week, where if these short films last a month, then they'll put out 2 videos a week.
about what, like the progress?
Yeah, about their progress, what they're doing, other stuff like silly stuff, fun stuff, learning, like stuff you can learn from.
Learning stuff.
Like if you're into learning and stuff. They do reaction videos of like good VFX and bad VFX, and so.
You're not going to plug their channel? What is it?
It's Corridor Crew.
Yeah, I know them.
Yeah.
They're
And
good.
It's like a group of guys, and they're all pretty much doing the same thing, VFX work, and then they just have fun, and they get to make stuff every day, and it's like sometimes it's client based, but most of the times they're making stuff for themselves, and
Which is the best.
and ultimately that is where I would like to be, where I wake up every day and the ideas that are in my head, I have complete freedom to make them.
Oh, I feel like we finally got to the answer.
Yeah. Well, you had to wait until the end.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
And I feel the same way. That's what I've always wanted. And I don't think that's bad even to tell to somebody you're working for. Like, especially in a creative field, I think everyone realizes that in an ideal world, everyone's just creating for themselves, creating the things they love. Even the people that run businesses, I feel like that's what they really want to do. And they would do if they could.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it'll happen.
Yeah. I love what I do. And sometimes I get scheduled for something and I'm like, you know what? I really don't want to do that. But I know because like where I'm at and like because of, you got to make money, and it was my decision to work for the company that I'm working for. And so I'm like, that's life.
Yeah.
And if I have to edit this, then I will give it 100% and edit it. And then maybe down the road I'll get something different.
There are a lot worse situations. Like we are lucky enough to work for a place that has cool clients.
Mhm.
So I've edited videos that I at other jobs where I just almost I felt dead inside. So I feel like it's a step up
Yeah.
here.
And I'm super blessed because being 24 at an agency like this and having a pretty decent role, I mean, not a lot of people get to get right out of college and go work for an agency full time.
No, I
And-
think you're in a
and-
great place.
and
There's
so-
not a lot of opportunities either. Like you came in at the right time.
Mhm.
Because there are not a lot of chances to like jump in on that. Like if you would have not seen it or not been just in the right place at the right time, you might not have got it.
And so
Well, that's a good positive note
life.
to end on.
Yeah.
Though. That's life.
that's life. Sometimes you get dealt 5 aces and other times you get dealt.
5 kings.
Yep.
It's all good
Yeah.
every day, or it's great every day.
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm. I think so.
Sure. Especially marriage.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me again.
Yeah, come back before what? How long is it? What is it? 8 months or 10?
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Also, Jay, you've been doing a lot of awesome work to your studio.
Oh, thank you.
And so if you get the opportunity, people who are listening, if you get the opportunity to come, just tell him how
Check it out.
how great of a job he did on this place, because if you saw the before and after, like, it is mind blowing.
I need to post it before, and I will at some point. Like there are the few other things that I have to do to it, but it's mostly done. I am gonna have like I don't know what you call it, like a
shindig.
some sort of like party-ish thing,
Yeah.
just to show people.
An
So,
open house.
open. That's that. Yeah, an open
Miscellaneous
house.
important open house.
Yeah, I'll do that, and then maybe that'll be the time that I do the first like live recording or something like that.
You just have like 6 people around this like
I could.
around the
Well, I could
table.
do 4 mics, 5
Yeah.
mics. Yeah, that'd be fun.
That would be. I'll be there for that.
You can come and be on mic and on camera. You've been one of the early supporters, so I appreciate that.
Well, thank
And,
you for having me.
Yeah,
I'm definitely gonna keep supporting you because I sit next to you at work.
so you have to,
I have
otherwise
to.
it get awkward.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, thanks again, and I will see you next time.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, bye. What a good guy, right? I love talking to Troy. And he really has been super supportive ever since I started this podcast, which has been incredible. And go listen to Troy's podcast. It's called the Concrete Walls Podcast. I'm a fan. I think I've listened to, almost all episodes. They're at 29 now. I think I'm all the way up to 27 or 28, but it's a great podcast. Go listen and let them know what you think. And like I said at the end of that episode, I am actually going to have some sort of show and tell, open house for this new studio space that I've made in my 1-bedroom apartment. And I have not shown any progress, and I have not talked about it. And I think, I don't do a very good job of like putting those things out there, but this is something I'm proud of, and I do want people to see it. So, you know what? If you do listen to this, but we don't talk, maybe you don't know me, and you want to come see the space, let me know. Reach out, and I will tell you when that's happening. I don't know when that is yet, but I'll let you know when I know. Which will hopefully be soon. But anyway, for now, if you like this episode, please let me know. If you hated this episode, please let me know. And if you have any ideas for future episodes, please let me know. Thanks so much for listening, and I'll see you next week.